It's Hughie just in front of Exotic Dancer. Judge Kelly getting room late. Shame on Sue starting to storm home. It's Hughie in front. Shame on Sue almost claimed it.
Yeah, great result, Hughie, going all that way up there. James and Janet went for a long drive, but that was a great result for that horse. He's been punching around and sort of finally put his head in front. He only had to sort of, first time he's drawn a barrier and he sort of wins. So it's amazing that sort of stuff in sprint races, isn't it? He's been drawing, 15 and 16 and that sort of stuff and getting hung out on the limb or having to work too hard, where he actually got a chance to sort of jump and travel and give a good kick, which was good. Good to finish the year on a high, and had a couple of close seconds last week. So we're going to, those sort of horses that just got beaten last week, we're probably going to send them around at Terang and with a couple of other horses. So here is this week's runners. Upaloo goes to Terang. Look, he was really good at Colac. He was very fit going into it. He was well trialled up, and he raced really well, albeit a little bit green still. So he has his second start at Terang. Hopefully we can bounce and posse up in the first 3 or 4. With that one tough run under his belt, you'd only think he's going to be improved. So you'd expect him to be sort of a place bet or better. Really happy with him. I thought he galloped beautifully through the week. I reckon he's nice and bright. He's very sound, and the main thing is he really coped with the race well, and I'd almost say he's improved, which I didn't think he would. I thought we had him pretty screwed down going into his first up run, but he's actually bounced out of that run and come on really good. So I'm expecting him to be a place bet or better. That's Upaloo at Terang. Brutify goes to Terang on Friday. Look, she's going really good. You can see she's in immaculate condition. She's had a couple of runs in now. She was good at Colac the other day. I went to a 4-year-olds and upwards race this week, thinking that Christmas time, 4-year-olds, there's no nice 3-year-olds, with a couple of horses in it that are pretty nice horses. Certainly a couple of unraced horses of Robbie Griffiths and Matt Laurie's that look like they've trialled up pretty well. They look to be pretty nice horses. So and then you're going to have a really short price favourite of Simon Zara's, but I don't know. Look, as far as maidens go, she's as good as you get, I reckon, as far as going into that grade. These horses have had a couple of chances to win already, as she has. But we're really fit and we're really well. Jack Hill will ride her again and give her every chance. But I think she's 15 or 20 to 1, and it's as good a 15 or 20 to 1 shot as you'll get, I reckon. I thought she'd go into this race and be 5 or 6 to 1, and they're going to dish up 15 or 20 to 1 about it. So as far as an each way bet goes, I think she's a beauty, and take on board the horses in really good nick, and she's going well. So that's Brutify at Terang on Friday. Hughie coming off a good win the other day, albeit narrow. Look, what are we going to do with this horse? I'm going to back him up at Terang on the quick backup. Now, this horse has been carrying 62, 61, 60, carrying all these ridiculously big weights in pretty average grade. So I'm going to jump a couple of grades and going to claim on him, and he's going to carry 51 kilos. Now, I think 3 or 4 kilos makes a difference, where he's going to drop 10 or 11 kilos on what he's been carrying. So we'll adopt the catch me if you can attitude, and we'll bounce, we'll lead, and we'll piss off on the corner and see if they can catch him. A couple of horses in the race have trialled up okay, but it is first up, so they're probably not really, if Just Bolts doesn't bite me, they're probably not really looking to sort of bounce their horse out and give them a gut-busting run first up, where hopefully we can be off and gone by the time that they'll jump out, settle, and then be hitting the line. So, but I think carrying 51 kilos is significant. Whether he's up to that grade, I don't know, probably not, but it's certainly worthwhile having a roll of the dice while he's so well. He's really fit, he's really sound, and he's bounced through that last start, and so we'll have a bit of a crack at a half decent race for Hughie at Terang on Friday. 3-year-old maiden called Darwinian, homebred of Mike Palmer's, done deal 3-year-old. Look, he had a couple of trials over short distances, and he was pretty poor, but he was trying hard, and he was sound, he was doing everything right, but he just sort of couldn't keep up with them. But then those trials, he was sort of jumping, and they were sort of just sprinting away from him. So we've put him in a 1,200 metre trial the other day, where he actually got a chance to travel, and I thought he trialled up okay. So I'm just going to give him probably just one run, and I haven't got a fitness problem at all, so he's going to be a nice staying horse. So I'm going to throw him in a mile race at Terang on Friday. He's just drawn the middle of the field. We'll jump and we'll sort of take a nice sit off him and just see how he goes, and make a decision on what we do with him after that. But he's really fit and he's sound and he eats well, and I've got no reason to put him out other than he was just trialling up really poor, but his 1200 metre trial was significantly better than his sort of 800, 900 metre trial. So that's Darwinian at Terang in a mile maiden on Friday. Tango Jewel goes to Geelong. Look, she was great first up. She's been going great in that restricted grade race. I'm going to give her one chance at a really good race. So she's going to go to a stakes race on Saturday at Geelong. Look, she's probably going to be 100 to 1, and probably deservedly. There's a lot of horses in this race that are got significantly better form than her. But she's in great order, and I want to give her one good crack at a decent race. So if she bounces out of that and is competitive, then it helps us a little bit going forward. If not, we can always just drop her back to that sort of restricted grade again. But I'd only kick myself if we never give her a one crack at a decent race. So that'll be Saturday at Geelong on her home deck, 1200 metres. It's a pet distance. Geelong, she goes well, so she'll get every chance. But look, she'll be 100 to 1, I suppose, and probably deservedly. And there's a couple of horses in this that go really well. Just drawn a bit awkward, there's two horses inside that are absolute numbskull leaders. So this is probably going to be the first time that she's not going to be able to lead up over 1200 either. So be interesting to see what she's like taking a sit. So a lot to learn on Saturday, but that's Tango Jewel at Geelong. Got Cat Noir in a Colac on Tuesday. Look, she was all ready to go to race the other day at Geelong, and her friend mates here annoying her. And anyway, they called the meeting off because of the wind, and she actually kicked the back of the float on the way home, and it sort of half hurt her hock. So she's just been a little bit of time between runs, but I think we've got her right now. We've got to give her a nice sort of gallop on Wednesday, and she worked up great. So she's all ready to go back to the races. So up to a mile in sort of lowish grades, probably the lowest grade race she's running for a long time. So I'd expect her to be pretty competitive, and she seems to be going good, and you can see she's really fit. So that's Cat Noir at Colac on Tuesday. Got Billy Be Good in at Colac on Tuesday. Look, his trials have been average, and he had a first up run the other day at Geelong, was pretty average. So we're going to jump him from the 1200 straight up to the mile and see how he goes there. We'll just ride him nice and quiet and have him hitting the line, and see how he's going. But he's a nice enough sort of horse, but he just can't sort of showing us no speed at all. So his hope in life is if he can run a trip. So he'll try that on Tuesday. That's Billy Be Good at Colac. That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Actually, that's another year at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for everyone's support. It's been a good year. I'm really looking forward to the upcoming year. We've got a lot of unraced 3-year-olds that are we've taken plenty of time, we've educated them, trialled them up. And Blue was probably one of the first ones this year that kicked off, and he was good. Darwinian will have a kick-off this week. Whether he's ready to race competitively yet, he probably needs another prep. A couple of horses that'll trial up probably in the next couple of weeks. Really looking forward to them getting to the races. As far as this week goes, pretty busy. The standalone meeting at Geelong is Saturday, so looking forward to see how that all goes. Hopefully there's no wind around. The last couple of meetings at Geelong have been called off because of the wind, which has been a disaster. We'll run Tango Jewel there in the Black Pearl. I don't know if she'll be competitive there, but she's certainly going into the race in really good condition, so I can't say that for the other horses, but it'll be interesting to see how she competes at that level. A couple of nice horses going to Terang and also Colac on Tuesday, so we're pretty busy, so really looking forward to the next week. As I said, really looking forward to what's in front of us, certainly the bunch of unraced young horses we've got in front of us coming through the new year. Until next week, see you later.